Hello everyone! Welcome back for more Let's Play Spiritfarer. Joining me is StarPrincessHLC.
Nothing can make Tingle more approachable.
This is true. And JKLantern.
Tingle in Wind Waker is canonically a slave owner. I feel like people just turning and looking at me going, I'm sorry.
No,
What?
you know he is.
He is, yeah.
That is the one where he has the guy pedaling the motorbike, pedaling the bicycle for him to keep his ship afloat, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, two of them are family members, and one of them is just some random guy he's Shanghai.
So, this is a side quest here, the Dice Boys. You may have noticed we've run across them occasionally. And apparently, just through doing what we've been doing, we managed to complete the next part of that quest. No, we're not going to do that right now.
Sure. Oh.
It's the rock. The rock is talking to us.
You mean you don't talk to rocks on a regular basis?
No, can't say I do.
Huh.
$185.92.
Negative 185,
Yes.
negative 92, yes.
Those are lucky numbers?
In a sense, and it gave us an O-ball. Specifically the one Buck normally would have given us. But now that we're here at nighttime, notice how Lily's butterflies are around the shrine?
It's funny when I talk to people, and like people on Discord and people I've known here. I don't think of myself as a well-traveled person. But then I talk to other people. And like, I know I've met so many people who are like, yeah, I've never left my state. And it's like, oh.
Yeah, you've spent time in several different parts of the U.S.
In other countries.
I've been to most of the states. Some of them I haven't seen very much, some of them I haven't been in very long, but I've been to more than half of them.
I think I've traveled through and visited about half of them.
Yeah, I think when I sat down and really counted, it was 30 some odd. Still haven't been to California. I haven't been. Most of the ones I haven't been to are like. I hate to call them this, given that at the time of this recording, I'm currently living in one of them. But a lot of the ones I haven't been to are trying to fly over states.
So you notice Stella's talking about Stella's postcard that her sister is, narrating here. Talks about a German artist, and pretty much means this is probably Gustav.
Yeah. Especially since this guy's red, like Gustav was. Stay out of my room, Lily.
I didn't. And see, I don't know what's coming up with Lily's things because this is one of the passengers I didn't see originally, so I'm not sure if we're going to see a lot on more of the other passengers like this. And the next step is to go to Oxbury at night.
Night at the Oxbury, got it. I never actually saw that movie.
Me neither.
I saw bits and pieces.
It had Chris Kattan and not Chris Kattan in it. I had no desire to see it. It was an SNL movie that wasn't the Blues Brothers. Or Wayne's World.
Or anything put together by Adam Sandler.
I'm weirdly sentimental towards 50 First Dates. I know it's not a great movie, but something about it, I'm just like... It's sweet in an odd way.
Yeah, that's one of my parents' favorite Adam Sandler movies. Also The Wedding Singer, but...
My favorite part of The Wedding Singer is the fact that Billy Idol's in it.
Yep.
So obviously our next step is to head over to 18592.
Sounds like a highway.
Well, you see, we have a coordinate grid here.
Yeah, I assume it's similar to like latitude and longitude, so...
Yep.
Here. And if I am not horribly mistaken, that place will have our final ability for Stella.
The ability to jump and hit the circle button.
Okay, Sly Cooper.
Well, what happens when you jump and hit the circle button?
Let's find out.
It's
Sure you can!
See, I
what?
don't have a circle button on my controller.
just... Hi, Patches.
It amuses me that in a Street Fighter 6, we are getting Hobo Dilf Can. That's a sentence I just said.
Yes, that is a sentence you just said. Of all the sentences you've said tonight, that was one of them.
It was certainly one of them. Yeah, but like, I'm not up on the modern Street Fighter plots very much. I'm glad we're getting Street Fighter 6. Who knows? Maybe I'll get it. Maybe I won't. We'll see. But like, I remember when Ken's design was leaked, people were like, "Oh my god, what have they done to you?" And then we finally gotten bits of the plot, and basically like, someone is trying to make Ken's life awful, and so he's decided to go underground and disguise himself to infiltrate bad guys. And I'm like, that's kind of badass. I like Ken as a Street Fighter. Not as much as, say, Vega or E Honda, but I like Ken.
I haven't played a Street Fighter style game since the original Marvel vs. Capcom.
You would have loved Marvel vs. Capcom too. I know that, like, fans everywhere really want Capcom to re-release that. They're not going to, but I know I sure as hell do. Courage and I spent a lot of time playing the PS2 version of that. Oh, God. War Machine in that game has one of my favorite misheard lines. And War Machine in that game is literally just a palette swap of Iron Man. I think he's a little slower, and his moves are missiles instead of beams. But anyway, Iron Man and War Machine share this mega special, the Proton Cannon. New power!
We learned HM Flash.
Thanks, I hate it.
You say that.
God damn it.
But yeah, that's our power now.
But yeah, Iron Man and War Machine's mega special is the Proton Cannon. When Iron Man does it, it's this big beam blast. When War Machine does it, it's a shitload of missiles. But when War Machine does it, he also shouts, "Here's my Sunday best, Proton Cannon!" But it sounds a lot like he's saying, "Here's my son has breasts, Proton Cannon!"
Fair. Run away before they get into attacks of opportunity discussion. Okay, we gotta wait until Buck actually decides he wants to talk to us here. In the meantime, we can head over to Oxbury and see if we can get the second shrine for Lily.
I'm curious to see, like, what your team would have been with all of the characters in Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
See, I don't know all the characters in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, so I couldn't tell you. And I know there are a ton of them, because that's
there
one of
are.
the things Marvel vs. Capcom did. They threw in 40, 60 characters and said, have at it.
Basically, like, because Capcom had done a bunch of different fighting games for Marvel, they basically took every character they had stuck in a Marvel fighting game up to that point and were like, here you go. And then they shoved in a crap load of Capcom characters, too. Surat uses all Servbot all the time.
I mean, they put Phoenix Wright in the third one.
I haven't played the third one. Phoenix Wright is one of the reasons I kind of want to.
We haven't, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Amaterasu's also in it.
That's a good choice.
See, the thing is, I don't like playing fighting games on typical controllers. I need the stick.
Okay. I know a lot of consoles you can get the stick for.
I don't have a modern console that would play those, I don't think.
Fair enough. Like, I don't currently have Marvel vs. Capcom, because that's with my PS2, and I think that got sold by friends of mine. Either that or they're hanging on to it. And they are welcome to it. The closest thing I currently have is Street Fighter Alpha 3 for the Dreamcast. And generally, I'm one of those weird bastards who actually likes the Dreamcast controller. It feels good in my hands, unlike most people.
You know,
Street Fighter Alpha 3 is one of the rare exceptions due to the amount of buttons it has. With the PS2, because it has 2 shoulder buttons on each side, there was something mapped to some of the buttons that made things easier, so on the PS2 it was easier to do certain things. On the Dreamcast, because of where the triggers are placed, a little bit harder.
See, I was never good, by any measure, at any of the one-on-one fighting games. The only one I was passable at was Samurai Showdown.
See, I wouldn't say I'm good at them. Like, I never would have gotten anywhere in a competitive scene, but I enjoyed them, and part of that was, and this is something I want to LP once things happen, which by the time this recording goes up, it should have. But one of the major games I played with Courage in my childhood was One Must Fall 2097, which was Epic Games' big fighting game for the PC in the early 90s. Played a lot of that. Again, not enough to be good competitively, but it was basically the way that Courage and I settled disputes until we got the PS1.
See, when I say I wasn't good, I mean, in most of them, I couldn't beat the computer. I just couldn't beat story mode. So it's like... To be fair, in a lot of those games, and I know this because I've played several of them. Hell, I have my Genesis copies of Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat 3 over there. The computer is hard / it cheats. Because they're ports of arcade games, and what are arcade games built to do? Yep.
Steal your money.
Exactly. I got good enough at Street Fighter Alpha 2 and Alpha 3 that I could beat story mode with some of the characters. On my PS2 copy, the notable ones I could pull it off with were like Aiden, E Honda, Vega. I think I beat it with Gen in one of those games. Gen is another one of my favorite Street Fighter characters. He is canonically one of the toughest fighters in the franchise. Because he's keeping pace with all of the other fighters, while he is simultaneously dying of leukemia. Like, the reason he is fighting people in the Street Fighter Alpha games is he wants to find someone good enough to kill him so he dies standing on his feet.
Cleared the challenge, okay. See, the challenges Elena put forth are to get certain scores in 3 of the little mini games, this being one of them.
Yep.
We have earned a carrot. And we got a treasure map for our efforts. So now we just have 2 of them. We now have 2 left to go there. And Buck wants to talk to us. Finally.
Commander Shepard.
Uh-oh. We need a bakery.
We need to defeat the Lich God Gore Nimloth.
Is he on a golden couch?
I hope not.
You've never read Ready Player One, have you?
Nope.
You've mostly heard me talk about it.
Yep.
Book is much better than the movie. I was not a fan of the film. However, I will concede if they did a one-for-one adaptation of the book to film, number 1, the rights would be a nightmare. Number 2, it would be a friggin' boring movie.
Yep.
Just like Aragon.
So we have standees here. The ones with the little pink mist over them, you have to light burst them. The ones that don't, you have to just touch.
Isn't this just what happened to Torrent's parents in Torrent's Passage?
They got stuck in the crystals.
Yes.
I love Thorn's Passage.
And this is how you get the XP potions. Luckily, you do not need very many XP potions to finish the game.
I actually, an LP of Freddy Farkas has started going up on some YouTuber I'm subscribed to. Can't remember which one offhand. That's embarrassing. Rocket Baby Dolls, that's who it is. So So I have zero experience with Freddy Vargas, which is the game going up. But I watched the first video, and I'm like, this is a game we either absolutely have to LP at some point, or it's a game we should under no circumstances LP ever at any point. There's going to be zero middle ground on this.
I'm kind of torn to tell you one way or the other, because I know Freddy Farkas. I played it way back in the day, and it's very Wild West themed.
I mean, it's Al Lowe, it's also Sierra early 90s, so there's some cringe
I hope
moments.
you like your racism,
Yeah,
because it's kind of in there.
like even in that first video, it was just like, ooh, that
The depictions of the Native Americans are something.
we haven't even gotten to the Native Americans yet. This was just Chinese person.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it is a thing. Let's see. And now that we've finally seen Buck's game, we've finally been able to put something to use there. We have make a trip over here because this is kind of where we need to go. But we kind of need nighttime to happen for the next step of this to take place. It's almost night, but I think I can wait this one off screen because it is time to take a break. When we come back, it will be nighttime, and we will be ready to see the next show that Lily has for us. So until then, take care, everyone.
Later.
Bye-bye.